When Francis Ngannou first entered the ring for a professional boxing battle, we were aware of his crushing strength because he held the title of UFC heavyweight champion for an extended time. Thus, a fight against Anthony Joshua is scheduled to take place on March 8th in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. This fight presents Ngannou with a remarkable chance to demonstrate that his performance against Fury was not a fluke. In all honesty, what Ngannou is doing is unprecedented. His first two professional boxing battles will be against future Hall of Famers, who are still considered to be among the sport's heavyweight best. On the other hand, when Joshua defeated Otto Wallin inside 5 rounds a month ago, he seemed to be in the greatest shape he had in years. So, can he capitalize upon the success of his comeback campaign? Or will Ngannou continue to bring shock to the world? At this early stage, let's take a look at the most important stories for Joshua against Ngannou. Ngannou wants to prove that his Fury performance was not a fluke. Taking everything into consideration, it's rather remarkable how successful Ngannou was in his fight against Fury. Despite the fact that Fury was a -1400 favorite going into the fight, he seemed bewildered at times and was unable to find his timing. The Cameroonian had a strong understanding of range management with his jab, and when combined with his power and awkward technique, he made Fury reluctant to approach. Not only that, but Ngannou has shown the ability to land his blows. Fury was knocked down for the first time throughout the fight with his left hook, which hit his temple, despite the fact that he's the finest heavyweight in the world, which is a position that he will want to solidify when he fights Alexander Usyk on February 17th in Riyadh. It is possible that Fury did not take Ngannou seriously. Fury claims that he put in a lot of effort to train for Ngannou over a period of 12 weeks, but his father did not believe him. In light of the manner in which Ngannou boxed, there's a slim possibility that Joshua may make the same error. The 10 rounds of Ngannou boxing footage are now available for Joshua and his trainer, Ben Davison, to review. In combat sports, it is common for young fighters to have success until their opponents and instructors have the opportunity to analyze their flaws. And there's no question that Ngannou is who he claims to be if he is able to even cause Joshua any problem, let alone beat him. What happens if he fails? What he loses depends on how he loses. The general consensus among fans was that Ngannou was deserving of the judgment that was made against Fury. The fact that he was able to defeat the Gypsy King was a victory in and of itself, even if he did not. When Ngannou competes in his second boxing battle, more is going to be expected of him. If he is able to pull off another spirited decision, there's little question that he's a genuine contender for the heavyweight division. With his name recognition, he should be able to make his way to another lucrative boxing bout, even if he loses by a wide decision but is still competitive. However, it is possible that Ngannou's incredible run may come to an end if he maintains his lack of competitiveness throughout the 10 rounds, or if he is knocked out early. In addition, if he is successful in pulling off the unexpected victory against Joshua, then Ngannou will be in a position to compete against the victor of the Fury-Usyk fight, as well as another significant fight in the interim, which could be against Zhilei Zhang, Deontay Wilder, or Joseph Parker. Wasn't Wilder supposed to fight Joshua in March? Yes, he was. In fact, Wilder and Joshua came to an agreement before their doubleheader fight on December 23rd that would have them competing in separate contests. Despite being one of the most renowned punchers in the history of heavyweight boxing, Wilder was a -700 favorite to win the fight against Parker. In contrast, Parker was the one who won every round and was the one who came close to knocking out the opponent. In the main event, Joshua took care of business when he cracked the nose of Wallin, who gave Fury all he could bear in 2019, so that he could continue to be on the Saudi Arabia card. In light of the fact that the arrangement was dependent on both Joshua and Wilder winning, the promoters decided to turn to Ngannou after Wilder was unsuccessful. What are the implications of this battle for Joshua? After several consecutive defeats at the hands of Usyk in 2021 and 2022, Joshua was almost completely written out. The fact that you were defeated by a boxer of the caliber of Usyk is not anything to be ashamed of. Yet, boxing is a brutal profession, and it wasn't only those 2 defeats. Since his devastating defeat against Andy Ruiz Jr. in 2019, Joshua has not shown the same level of physical appearance. Before that battle, Joshua was a boxer who had incredible strength and was known for his seek and slay style. Following his victory in the Olympic Games in 2012, he swiftly emerged victorious in the heavyweight division and went on to make numerous impressive defenses. In particular, he overcame a knockdown to knock out Vladimir Klitschko, who is now a member of the Hall of Fame, in the fight that ESPN named the Fight of the Year in 2017. The next year, he comfortably defeated Parker. In December 2019, Joshua was likewise successful in regaining his championships from Ruiz. However, he did it in a careful and safety-first manner, which left fans wanting more. So, in his subsequent bouts, Joshua did not exhibit a significant increase in aggression, which was most likely a result of the fact that he had been knocked out by Ruiz. He is aware that he is vulnerable, and he is aware that he can get hurt, dropped, and stopped, and that he can lose fights, Wallen said to ESPN prior to their battle. What made him a terrific fighter was the fact that he was aggressive, a good puncher, and a person who was looking for a stopping blow. However, he has undergone a significant transformation, and he has lost some of the qualities that made him a decent person. But when Joshua faced Wallen, he displayed his aggressive side once again. The pause was something he sought for, and he displayed his strength. After round 5, he forced Wallen to quit on his stool after he was taken out of the fight by his jab, which caused him to break his nose. In boxing, activity is very important. In addition, the victory was achieved in his very first bout, with Davison serving as his cornerman. Currently, Joshua, who is feeling revitalized and full of confidence, has the opportunity to demonstrate that he is genuinely back by delivering a dominating performance against Ngannou. A UFC veteran discusses why Francis Ngannou will beat Anthony Joshua. Francis Ngannou is prepared to put on his boxing gloves and enter the victor's column this time around, despite the fact that he was unsuccessful in his last fight, which took place in a pretty contentious manner. After suffering a loss at the hands of Tyson Fury, will now get the opportunity to compete against yet another legendary figure in the world of boxing. This time around, Anthony Joshua will be the one to stand with him in the ring. Even though he has a far lower level of expertise in the sport, there are many who feel he has a genuine opportunity to emerge victorious. During an interview with TNT Sports, Dan Hardy, a former contender for the UFC Championship, heaped accolades on Francis Ngannou for his outstanding performance in his debut. He said, "Sincerity compels me to admit that he too took me by surprise. In spite of the fact that I supported Ngannou, I had the impression that Tyson would eventually defeat him, maybe in the 5th or 6th round. On the other hand, there were a great number of things that Ngannou performed that astonished not just myself, but also everyone else." He added, "In that battle, he shows that he is capable of punching, standing, and maintaining his form like a boxer. I believe that there are some things that he demonstrated that are going to be extremely important in this fight against AJ. He is able to complete 10 rounds. After that, Dan Hardy made a prediction regarding the fight that came as a complete surprise. He said that Anthony Joshua may experience a state of terror in some regions of the fight, and he is of the opinion that Ngannou would leave the arena with his hands high. He said, "In my opinion, AJ does a pretty good job of pushing behind his jab, but he leaves himself in range. This is where the counterpunches from Ngannou come from. Even if they connect on the guard, I still believe that he will be able to rock him and move him about." Which do you believe will emerge victorious, Francis Ngannou or Anthony Joshua? Share your thoughts with us in the comment section below. And that wraps things up. We appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Please hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one.